I just remember this. In the Kung Fu show, Master Khan tells the student Grasshopper, a man has three faces. One that he is, one that he presents, or what that he thinks he is, and one that the world think he is. So Grasshopper says, if the world is wrong about a man, and the man is wrong about himself, who is left to say what he really is? Now, I see this as, in that line I said previously, somewhere in the back, every time I say I think, I am that. Every time I say I want, I am that desire. Every time I say I will, I am that, what I will. So, therefore, a man is, every time he presents himself, he is modified, he is changed for the situation. So how will he know what he really is, if he wants to know? Well, in dreams, you see, dreams and thoughts come from the same place. Right? So now, what I think is like drawn by the world. What I see or what comes to me, I think about that. But when I dream, I am dreaming only about myself. So in dream, I know who I am in mind, as expressed in mythology and the stories I will understand in my life. So we start with dream. So now, today I dream, I went to work. I arrived there about 2 p.m. and I thought I might be in the evening shift. So as I go in, one worker, he showed me an area that was usually clear. There's now tables and chairs. And he said to me, look what we did to this place since the last time you were here. And I said, yeah, it's beautiful. It's really nice setup. And then the boss man, he came and he was saying something to me. Like he's mumbling. I said, what? He repeated about 5 times. Well, whatever he said, I don't know if he was happy or not. I went to my workplace, my workstation. It seemed like I was putting groceries on a shelf, beans or something like that. Then I looked at my watch and I see it is, or did I mention it was 2 o'clock I went to work? Yeah, that's the afternoon shift. I look at my watch and I see it's past 5, coming up to 6, maybe 5:45. And I thought, hey, I didn't take a break or anything like that. So I took a cigarette, and as I was going out, I told the supervisor or the boss, I missed my break, so now I'm going outside for a cigarette. So I'm going to take a break. And he said, how did you miss your break? I said, well, I was occupied with my job. I missed the time. So anyway, I kept take my cigarette and I kept walking forward. And he was mumbling something. I don't know what. But I'm only listening for one word. I think if he says one word that I don't like, I will just keep walking straight. I go home. I quit. That's it. I wake up with that. Now, just from that boss who was there, I recognize him. Not from my last employment, but from a previous employment. There I worked the evening shift. I went to work about 2 o'clock. And what is this creak? Yeah. But we had a good relationship. See how it is. Twice there were 2 different guys, 2 different times. I didn't like their face. I didn't like the way they conduct business. And I go straight to the boss office and I said, listen, I don't want to work there face to face with these guys. You move my table right now, or I'm going home right from where I stand. So he just sent the supervisor to move my table, nice place where I'm away from these guys. Well, it wasn't long after that I said, you know what? I really can't stand these people here. That's it for me. I'm done. I left that job. Now, you see, I know from that dream why in my dream I picked that place, because of the evening shift, you see. And what I have to know now, is that what comes to me in the evening about 6 o'clock, huh? What happens to me, what evening feels like. Like I said in another story, you have to know what evening feels like, what midnight feels like, what 3 a.m. feels like, what morning feels like. And so you see how you whatever you are, turns with time. Now see, now according to this job, huh? It seemed like the boss was always mumbling, huh? But I went to my job and I was so engaged that I missed the coffee break. And I say, it is best to have an engagement where one is not threatened or compelled or even not comfortable. It is good to engage wholeheartedly, such that you might forget to take a break. It's not that you enjoy the place, but you become the job. You're really engaged. Else, where is your mind when you're working? Eh? Something like that. Now, this is implied, like, as I was thinking, that the boss man be mumbling. If he says one word that I don't like, I leave. Huh? If he's just mumbling, I'll go have my cigarette, I'll come back. And I think this is implied in the line, the last line in that story, the story of a sage, is where the sage says, do you know who stands before you? A man who can be trusted through with a sword, without a blink of an eye. That is to say, I can engage or not, but I will not move because of threats or temptation or persuasion. I will act when I feel like it. So I say, now that I am retired, I have to, okay, not just retire and do nothing. Huh? I mean, how can you do nothing? Nothing is not so easy to do. I tried it. Now that I'm retired and I am citing Sagest, it does not mean I will sit quietly under a tree or in a quiet corner and meditate. Now, what is meditation anyway? What is so like? Not thinking or quiet the mind. If I could be not thinking or quiet the mind, I might turn it off completely. So I want to come to this state of calm. I don't ask like to be told what to do or what not to do. As Kwai Chan Cain said in, that was Confucius also. If you are given everything, you have nothing. You can ask something like, how far is the sky? But for being there, you have to act. You have to exert yourself, have the practice. You become that, you see? Now, before you engage in this thing, you have to come to a certain understanding or acceptance of your present state. You see, if you are busy, you have a lot of things to do, a lot of things undone, you're still formulating what to do, you say, I'm going to not think. Really? Okay, leave that alone. Now, you see, like I said, in your dream, what your real self is shown. You could say a lot of things, but it has nothing to do with the self as a structure. But in your dream, you know really what you accept and what you know. So This was a while ago. I dreamt, well, for who knows Freeport, from like close to this police station, just going inside the arena a little bit. From there, I'm going towards the CM school, which is east, we'll say, yeah? And it is as if the world is water all the way up. Oh, I don't know how high, right? So I'm on the ground and I feel like I have to go up. So just like if you're underwater and you have to go up, you do like that. So, and I reach up and I started to swim like towards the CM school now. And I'm swimming. And halfway there's a tree above the water line. And in that tree, I saw what I think is a bird. I said, well, that's one stupid looking bird. And as I look closely, I see it is a fowl. What is a fowl doing so high up on a tree? I don't know. But I kept swimming. And I went to the CM school. And there in the class, the teacher distributed papers for everybody. I took my paper. And I did not look down at it. I just took it. And I think he said it was a test, an exam. And I said, wait a minute. I am retired. I don't need a grade 7 certificate. I don't even care to learn anything. I went home. So I wake up with that. And I think to myself, yes, I understand. I am retired. Oh, I could still learn many things, fix all these things and play with these computers and whatever it is, brutal pastime. But I don't care to learn anything and I don't care to pass any exam. So now, I have an understanding of who I am, my stage in life, and my state in life, and what my ambition or not ambition is. Now see this. About that time, I thought I had a routine, like, yeah, I wasn't working at that time. I'm often not working. But anyway, I had a routine like every evening about 6 o'clock. I would take a tour, like I go to the coffee shop, and I go to the bar till I'm good and drunk, then I come home. It was walking distance, so it was no trouble. And I thought, you know, I had enough of this. I think I should do something else. You know what I should do? Meditation. That will keep me not doing this round. Eh? So, I had a chair beside my bed, and I thought, yeah, evening comes 5 o'clock, because by 6 o'clock I know where I'm going and what I'm doing, right? 5 o'clock, I sit in that chair, and I say, okay, like I'm talking to her, what do you want to do? I don't know. What do you want to do? I don't know. Well, I tell you what, I'll go to the bar, have a beer, and think about this. So I went and did my round. So that day, and next day I come back, 5 p.m. I sit down there. So what do you want to do? I go for bed. No, don't go for bed. You know, you're finished when you do that. I think I'll just go for coffee and think about it and then come back and try it again. I go for coffee, I go to the bar, I come home. End of that day. Next day I come back, I said, okay, what do you want to do? I don't know. I think I will go. No, you don't go anywhere. No beer, no coffee. You just sit down here and wait. Something will happen. So I sit down. After, I don't know how, a few minutes, I said, how long have I been not thinking? So I started thinking. And it's okay, I lost it. I go and do my rounds. Come back. Next day I come back and sit down. I said, now, how will I know when to start thinking if I am not thinking? So I started thinking, and I said, okay, I missed it for today. I go and do my rounds. And next day at 5 o'clock, I sit down and I said, what will I think about when I start thinking? I don't know. I think of all the things I could think about. So I start thinking, it's okay, I miss it. I go back, do my rounds. I come back the next day. now I am determined now. I said, I don't care about thinking or not thinking. I'm just going to wait here. Something has to happen. After I felt like there's a big noise, like a carnival, something like that in my head. I was really like my head was shaking. So I get up and I look at the clock. I see it's 45 minutes. That's enough time for today. I go and do my rounds and I come back. And see, next day I come back at 5 o'clock and I sit there. And I could feel something happening and I said, I bet it's 45 minutes. I look at 45 minutes, yes. I get up, I go do my rounds, I come back the next day. I said, no, this is getting serious, you know. I sit down there and I said, today, noise or no noise, I'm going to enjoy it. Let's see how that turns out. So I sit down there. And then I was outside with a lighted cigarette, one puff. See, that is interesting. I don't remember getting up. I don't remember getting a cigarette, coming outside. I don't even remember lighting it. That's with the first puff. I woke up. I said, well, I'll be damned. That is really something. I have to go to the bar and think about that. So I went and did my rounds. And I think about it, yeah, while I was filling up. And but when I come back the next day about 5 o'clock, I said, this is something interesting. You know what I'm going to do? I took cotton and filled up my eyes like that, see? And with duct tape all around my head. I said, let's see how you're going to go outside and smoke now. Well, I really don't know what I did or didn't do. But when I decided to take out the tape and open my eyes, I was in bed. And exactly 1 day had passed. 5 o'clock to 5 o'clock. So imagine like that day, 5 o'clock to the next day, 5 o'clock. Maybe I slept 24 hours. I don't know. But when I wake up, I said that was long enough. I go and do my rounds. And I say, you know what? I'm still young. You know what? I will just do what I like. When I retire, I will pick it up again. Now, there is something about that. See, some time ago, I was, let's say, picked up for drunken driving. Yeah, that. And I lost my license for 1 year. And I had to see a shrink to get my license, right? And I told the shrink, the police picked me up in Scarborough and they took me all the way to West Island, the West End of Toronto, to put me in a cell there. Why did they do that? And the police say, well, you see, if they pick you up and they don't get a good reading to take you in, they will drive you around for 40 minutes because at 40 minutes, the alcohol will peak in your blood. So they will drive you around for 40 minutes. And I think about all that. The 40 minutes when I tried the meditation, 40 minutes for alcohol to peak in the blood. And you know, a lecture is set for maximum 40 minutes. Because you can hold the attention while you're listening. You can hold the attention for 40 minutes. By 45 minutes, the mind starts to like, I had enough of this. It picks up its own speed and fires. So, if you ever think about coming towards Sagest, let's just call it meditation. You will know what to do after 40 minutes. You just wait for it. But until then, learn a lot. Do a lot. Learn how to surrender. I am Aten Raj Indra Nath interpreter.